Welcome back into the 143 Under Review.
Back at you again with the episode 16, 1-6.
That marks 4 months, Nick. 4 months doing this.
Quattro.
Bringing you everything sports from your sports experts, because that is exactly what we are. Sports experts, name that by ourselves.
Oh, how the time has flown. It has been what feels like short 4 months.
Nick's really just grown up in front of my eyes on this show.
Hopefully the sound quality is better month 4 than it was day 1.
We have changed soundboards, equipment, settings, video
added
angles.
Stuff to the settings. We've done just
we
about
now have
everything
merch.
we could, trying to give you the best everything possible.
Mugs and hats as well. So still hit us up if you want some, because we still have them. But let's dive into the show for this week. Very excited about this one. It's a who you taking show. So we're gonna go through quarterbacks.
We got a little
franchise leaders,
free range to do whatever we want, because
there will be some banter.
Really happened, you know.
Some friendly banter.
As per
some
usual.
Not so friendly banter. Because in real life we are friends. On this show we are colleagues, which is a difference, ladies and gentlemen. Look it up in the dictionary. I guarantee you'll find a difference. Let's kick it off with the stat of the week, brought to you by Mariella Jarvis, who is one of the biggest influencers in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, has chosen to publicize our show, and we feel very honored. She is giving a presentation about us in her school at some point. And once we have that video, we will upload it and let y'all see it as well, because she's going to do great. And basically just spreading the good word about Under Review. So we really appreciate Mariella for all her hard work and dedication for us. But the stat of the week is, in this last week's draft, the NFL draft, which might I add was really boring, Georgia set the record with picks in the draft. They had 15 guys go to the NFL, which sets the record for picks from one college into the NFL through the draft. So congratulations, Georgia, who also won the national championship.
Pointing out that TU had how many?
TU had 0.
That's
for
right.
those of you that don't know what TU is, that is the University of Texas, as we like to refer to them
Big
here
old
in College
fat
Station.
Goose egg.
Texas University.
Yeah.
Georgia had 15, which broke the record. Texas had 0, which I don't know if that was a record, but it was pretty impressive in my opinion.
It's worth bringing up.
Brought to you by Mariella Jarvis.
Our player of the week in light of the draft is going to be Trayvon Walker, who was the first overall pick to go in the draft. He was a D end out of Georgia, and he was drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So his career is pretty much over.
I was going to say, have fun basically having your career thrown away right in front of your eyes.
Trevor Lawrence, the prodigy out of Clemson, went to Jacksonville, and we did not hear a single thing about him last season. So, Trayvon, have fun there,
Good
dude.
luck to you. I mean, like, the first couple picks it was like
DN,
and then I think there were like some.
like a corner safety or something.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting draft. By
interesting, you mean boring, yes. I
was going to say boring, but you already said that, so I thought I would say interesting.
Because we are used to just so many like quarterbacks,
right? That's what was
and skill players going in the first round, and like good job to all the guys getting drafted, but we're just not used. It's just not normally offensive linemen, DNs, like it's normally
the
more
boring
exciting
positions,
players.
basically.
Yeah,
right. Like whenever who did we draft?
Tyler
Smith, basically the Connor Williams.
The next
of
Connor
college.
Williams.
Yeah, because I didn't know this until like a little bit after, but he
led NCAA
in penalties, and so I was a little shocked. I figured nothing less from Jerry, because he likes the hoodlums.
That's a good point.
But I think that overall we were all very bored with the draft. I know I was.
I was as well. I think the draft got pretty low ratings this year. I think we won't even talk about the Cowboys draft, which we could rant about it this entire show, but we're not going to, because we just don't feel like taking the time to do that. But Jerry Jones, way to bomb the draft, just like you've been bombing the rest of this offseason. And just props to him for just bombing everything this offseason for the Cowboys. And I don't even know now if we'll win the NFC East.
Yeah, the Eagles made some pretty good moves. They snagged A.J. Brown.
As much as I hate the Eagles, they're doing great.
They low-key have a lethal offense now. They got Jalen Hurts. They got Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown.
So it's going to be very
Miles
tough
Sanders,
to beat them.
Dallas Goedert. So that's a lethal offense. I mean, their defense is obviously awful, but...
So is ours. Well, that's not true. Ours is the only thing that was good last season. Yeah. I'm just really used to our defense being bad.
But we're also giving away all of our good defensive guys.
That's true.
And we're re-signing the dudes that aren't good, right? Like our DBs.
But like we said, this is not a Dallas Cowboys trashing episode because we've had a few of those.
We could have a whole other show called Trashing the Cowboys, and we could come out with an episode.
We come out here every day.
2 hours.
Every day and just talk about it. But we're not going to. Because we're going to talk about some interesting stuff, Nick. Let's just dive right in. So we're going to go, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 different matchups, QB versus QB, of who we would rather take if we were building a team around this
Starting
QB.
a franchise, who are you going to take?
Who are you going to take? And so we'll kick it off with the first one. Tua Tagovailoa or Mac Jones? Who are you taking to start your franchise with?
I'm taking Mac Jones.
Of course you are.
I want the pocket passer, the gunslinger.
He's not a gunslinger.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He's just a pocket
passer. He's a 5-yard dump.
I'd rather have a pocket passer. And also, Tua is injury prone, so that's just going to happen again. Maybe this season, maybe not. But he had that, the side thing in college, and that kind of haunted him. And I feel like that is going to come back and play a crucial part in ending his career. Ending the Dolphins season to where they lose out to the Buffalo Bills, like I said.
Okay, the Dolphins we're not even talking about this, but the Dolphins will win their division, like I said before. Some people call me the Oracle because I do predict the future. Dolphins will win their division. Not going to lie, side note, Jets had a really good draft. Be on the lookout for the Jets. Not winning the division, but they might win a few more games this season.
They might win more than
3.
I'll give them 5 games. I say they win 5 games this season.
Oh, so we're going over under 5 right now? That's actually not a bad idea.
I'll go right at
Let's go over under 4.
I'll say over. Over 4.
See, I kind of think it's going to be over 4 as well, though.
Okay.
Not a whole lot of disagreement there. Okay. I was going to bet you some glucose tablets or something, but we can find something else to do that on. Anyways, I'm picking Tua because we thought this was an interesting matchup based on the fact that they're both out of Bama. They both were coached by the same people. And then also Tua's only had a couple years in the NFL. Mac obviously was a rookie last season. So he did good. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do good, but under Belichick's offense, it's really not about the quarterback a whole lot because it was just a dump it off kind of offense. I think I would rather take Tua because I think Tua is way more athletic. I know he's injury prone, but right now in this day and age, you don't want a guy that just sits in the pocket and dumps it off because when you have these big pass rushers that get back there really fast, you need someone that can be elusive. You need someone that can dance on them. I like Tua's completion percentage last season, 67%. I like his QBR rating, 90 overall. So he's consistent, and I think he's growing. And I think he'll continue to grow. He's grown since college, where he proved he can win a championship. Did Mac prove that he can win a championship?
No, but do we want Alabama to win championships?
No, but I'm saying in clutch moments, guess who's been clutch? And
in college.
In the playoff game against the Bills, how many points did the Patriots score?
Wait, who did the Dolphins play in the playoffs again? Oh, they didn't make it.
They will this year.
My fault.
And play the Bills and knock them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would.
They're not going to lay down and die like Mac. Mac basically didn't make the playoffs either because they died in the first round.
I was not expecting Mac Jones to play well that game. I was like, it's going to be a revenge game for the Buffalo Bills. They're about to get spanked.
I said that too because I didn't bet on Mac Jones. Because I'm taking
the Bills because they're my dogs. Okay, Josh Allen is
my
dog.
You're a fair weather fan, is what you are, and you're taking the best stacked team in the NFL.
I'm taking the most logical route possible. Yes, I'm choosing the Bills, obviously, because they're the better team.
Because you're a bandwagoner, is what you are.
Because I'm choosing the better team to win?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. All right, next.
I'm taking Tua to start my franchise over Mac Jones any day. and Tua's a lefty, and you should respect that because you're also a lefty.
I was about to say that is the one thing I like about Tua.
No. You can't come on the show and rip him.
We're both repping
and then
Southpaw.
say you like one thing about him. Okay, you basically are a Tua hater. And
I rep it better. I rep the Southpaw better. Okay, but that is the only ounce of respect that I have for him. Okay.
You don't have any respect for him, and I want to hold you to that.
If you're looking at the video, look how small that is. You can barely fit a hair in there.
You don't have respect for Tua, and when he wins the AFC East, I will be rubbing it in your face on this show.
I would love to see that happen.
Obviously, by then, we will have a headquarters in probably like LA or something like that where we'll be doing the show.
I hope y'all are saving this video for when the Bills win, because then it'll be like, oh, I'm the Oracle, and I see the Dolphins are going to win. Get out of here.
We're going to move on to the next matchup. Just for purposes because, we can't fight on camera. But, like, physically fight. Obviously, we can go at it verbally like we've been doing. But our TV rights don't allow us to physically fight on camera.
Yes.
So, moving on to the next matchup, we've got Joe Burrow versus Justin Herbert. Who you taking to start your franchise?
Dude, I'm going to take my boy, Jay Herbo.
Why don't you give everyone the real reason you're taking Justin Herbert?
Because he was my fantasy quarterback and he led me to a championship.
Okay.
And a championship win.
So you can throw Nick's take out the window.
Yeah, that's right. You see that? There's a Deion Sanders jersey upstairs. That was because I won.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Our fantasy
Ladies and gentlemen, what is fantasy football? It is a regular season game. That is why. And who didn't make it to the postseason? Justin Herbert. That is why I am taking Joe Burrow to start my franchise. Because guess who made it to the Super Bowl? Joe Burrow. With no offensive line.
I would like to point out.
No offensive line.
They had the same record.
They had the same regular season record. You're right. Good job.
Yes.
Do you want a cookie?
They did.
He made it to the Super Bowl. Where was Justin Herbert?
The Chargers are in a tougher division. Dude, they are definitely.
Whoa. Hold up. I'm sorry. They're in a tougher division or they're in a tough division? Because I think both divisions are tough.
Tougher.
And you can't say
tougher than the Bengals.
They're both equally tough.
They have to go through They have to play the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, like, are we talking this last season or this season? Actually.
Yes, like I guess
you're talking last season.
Yes, because I was saying last season they had the same record.
I say the defenses in their division are better. I'll stand by that. The defenses in the Bengals division with the Browns defense with Myles Garrett and that secondary, the Steelers defense coached by Mike Tomlin, as well as the Ravens defense. I mean,
dude, the
defenses are better.
Ravens are awful.
Their defense is good.
Okay, here's this. The Pittsburgh
I'm talking defenses.
Steelers don't compete.
Yes,
They're
they do.
terrible.
Their defense does.
Oh my goodness.
TJ Watt.
Oh my goodness, dude. Ben Roethlisberger. What?
I'm sorry. We can talk about that all day. I don't need to say anything else other than
Justin
the fact
Herbert
that Joe Burrow
has to
took
go
his
up
team to a
against
Super Bowl.
The Chiefs, obviously the Broncos were not good last season. But you want to talk about defense? They had one of the best defenses last year.
Who?
The Broncos.
You're right. You had one team in their division that had a good defense.
That's what I'm talking about. But then he has to go through the Raiders and then the Chiefs.
Whose defense is trash, and the Chiefs' defense was trash.
Okay, but the Derek Carr offense-led Raiders is always proven to be lethal. Same with the Patrick Mahomes-led Chiefs.
Your quarterback needed a tie to make it into the playoffs.
That wasn't his fault.
My guy got into the playoffs.
That was not his fault.
We're talking about leading a team. Joe Burrow led a team to the Super Bowl.
Yes, if he had just let the clock run, or if the Chargers had just let the clock run down, then
no, because the Raiders had the ball. The Chargers didn't have a chance to let the clock run down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, didn't they called like a timeout or something at the end of the game or whatever?
No, they didn't.
And I don't even remember what happened, but I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not important because it wasn't in the postseason. And Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert's good.
He has better arm talent, if you ask me. Like
Justin Herbert,
sling it.
He can sling it.
I feel like
I think Joe's a little bit more elusive in the backfield.
Joe he's faster. I don't know.
I think he is.
I didn't look at the 40 times.
I think Justin Herbert's more of a pocket passer.
But Justin Herbert, he can make some crazy throws. Like, I feel like he is closer to Patrick Mahomes than Joe Burrow is, and that is like Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks out there right now.
Is he your standard?
Is Patrick Mahomes my standard?
Yeah.
I said he's one, like, arm talent wise.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember that Nick just referred to Patrick Mahomes for the next QB comparison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I said he has one of the best arm talents out there.
I think
Justin Herbert is closest to that.
I like both of them. I like Joe Burrow better. I also like his just confidence, like off the field. But also the fact that he took that team that he had great receivers. They both had great receivers last season. There's no arguing that, but he just didn't have an offensive line. And the fact that he took him that far with literally the worst offensive line in football, one of the worst offensive lines in football, was really impressive. Like, obviously, given the two, me and Nick would definitely take either one to lead a franchise over Dak Prescott. But, I would take Joe Burrow just because I love his speed, his elusiveness. He's got arm talent, too. I mean, there's no debating that. They both do. But definitely taking old Joey Shiesty over here on this side, which we did both rage about in the earlier episodes as they were making their way to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But I really like what I saw last season. His QBR was at 108 last season.
He did prove to be very good last year.
He was
obviously utilized all of his weapons well. He somehow got through with having an awful O-line, so
it was pretty.
Have to give that to him
for him. 34 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. Mm-hmm. I'd say that's probably normal. That's more normal for a quarterback. But I loved what I saw from Joe Burrow, especially like in the Kansas City game. Just the amount of comebacks that he had to lead, just because his team was like that. But those are two players that they're like the young up and coming quarterbacks kind of, and they already kind of are, but they'll be the faces
for
of
a while.
The league.
You'll see the Chargers in the playoffs. You'll probably see the Bengals in the playoffs more than what you're used to in the past 10 years or so, because obviously they're getting better, and then they have a solid franchise quarterback who I think they're going to ride with for a while in Joe Burrow.
I agree. Both teams will be exciting. Maybe even see him that'd be kind of cool to see him in the AFC Championship.
That could be a possibility.
That would be pretty cool. Then there would be some real debating going on.
Indeed. Indubitably.
Because I am taking the Bengals in that.
I am taking the Chargers. Because I think I can't
The Chargers
remember.
defense did get a whole lot better.
I'm pretty sure I took the Chargers as my division champions and then had them going
You did.
pretty deep, but I don't remember.
You did.
We'll just say that I did.
That's why I'm here. You did. Okay, moving on to the next matchup. This is more of a... Wait, in case you didn't notice, we went from like smaller quarterbacks to like more popular. This is a big debate. It is not the Rodgers-Brady debate, in case y'all are wondering, because that one has been settled a long time ago.
That's easy.
And we need to stop debating it. Brady is the GOAT, and Aaron Rodgers is the farthest thing from the GOAT. So, moving on.
Lions are going to win the division this year. I'm just calling it.
I like that. I'll jump on that bandwagon.
Dude, they're low-key lethal.
They are low-key lethal. They had a good draft as well.
If Jared Goff can not suck for...
That's asking a lot, Nick.
That really is asking a lot. But
our next matchup, though, is Patrick Mahomes versus Josh Allen. Both phenomenal QBs. Who you taking to lead your franchise?
These are, once again, two names that you're going to be hearing for a while. Obviously, this is going to be like one of those matchups that we're going to be seeing for a while, similar to the Brady Manning, but I think this is what I think will be the next Brady Manning will be Allen Mahomes.
Hot take?
I don't think it's a hot take, but...
A good take?
Good. Thank you. Hey.
Bombo, welcome.
There's where the friend comes in with the colleague right there.
There you go.
Okay.
You have to know how to balance friend and colleague out. Just on the air, though. Obviously, off the air, we're great friends most of the time. Obviously. Unless we're playing Madden.
That's where it gets pretty interesting.
Then at that point, we're not even colleagues.
So, back to the discussion. We can talk about Madden more on the commercial break, Joseph.
That's true.
I'm going to take Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes on that one. Josh Allen he has an absolute cannon.
He really does.
For an arm. Like, I remember he would just make these immaculate throws, especially against the Patriots. He's chunking bombs over the defense's head, even over the Chiefs. Oh, when I said Patriots, I meant in the playoffs. And then same thing with the Chiefs. But then also another thing is his humongous stature. He comes in at a whopping, let me go back to page 1, our first player of the week, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Mr. Joshua Allen coming full circle.
Give him a shout out.
6'5", 237 pounds. Dude is an absolute dog out of Wyoming University, right? And I
mean,
think,
whoever heard of Wyoming University before Josh Allen?
Until that man, right? And I think another thing worth talking about is his mobility as a quarterback. It's like whenever he tucks that ball and starts running with it, he turns into a running back.
He really does.
Trucking dudes, like stiff-arming guys. So that is why I would take Josh Allen. Also, side note, I don't think you can go wrong with choosing any of these guys.
This is one of those where, like, I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes, but I definitely don't. I mean, Josh, you can't go wrong with taking either one. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes because I think Patrick Mahomes, obviously, Patrick Mahomes has become the face of the NFL in a lot of ways. I know Brady's still there, but Patrick Mahomes has gotten the Kansas City Chiefs, to a Super Bowl, won it. I mean, you can't take all the. Andy Reid's an amazing coach. He's had great talent around him, but Patrick Mahomes is a talent in and of himself. Obviously, his first season, he had 50 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. He's just been balling out ever since then. Took him to the Super Bowl, came back 10 points down in the fourth quarter, won the Super Bowl for him. He's been to 2 Super Bowls now, lost one to Brady, but I love his tremendous arm talent. He can sling the ball down the field, and obviously he makes these insane throws. Most of the time, he's accurate on the crazy throws. Lately, last season, he had a few that were iffy, but towards the end of the season, they went on this run, and it was great. He just impresses everyone like weekly and yearly on his arm talent. And
he's just a playmaker.
Defenses still haven't exactly found a way to stop him yet, and it's just been really impressive from Patty Mahomes. And that's who I'm taking to lead my franchise out of White House, Texas, which is close to where my family lives.
Yes, sir, baby.
Give him a shout out. Boy.
Homegrown. That's right, baby. Homegrown
out
for
of
Patrick
Tech.
Mahomes. Not really that part. I was talking about White House, Texas.
And I will say, on a super, super side note, that Patty Mahomes beat Josh Allen in the playoffs in overtime.
He did.
But that game also came down to whose
defense
was worse. So I can't really... You can't really make the case that either one's a lot better than the other one. They're just both phenomenal talents.
I think, obviously, the one thing that Patrick Mahomes has on Josh Allen is the Super Bowl win and the fact that he went to another one as well as... I just think that was because...
I think he's had a better
Patrick
team for longer.
Mahomes had a more complete team before Josh Allen did. I think as of last season, that's when we saw probably one of the best Bills teams in a while, but I think that's going to be a solid franchise that we're going to see for the next few years, hopefully. But obviously, Patrick Mahomes, I think that's a good pick right there.
Can't go wrong with either one. All I'm saying is the Dolphins are winning the AFC East, and that's my input.
When the Bills get moved divisions, obviously, because Joseph thinks that the Dolphins can beat the Bills.
And now the Cowboys are tanking to
probably
not
going
East.
To win the NFC East anymore, unfortunately.
We will have an episode soon just trashing the Cowboys again because we know how much y'all love to hear that.
We're just going to wait a couple more weeks. Let
us make some more dumb moves.
The next 2 weeks build up because obviously we've been doing stupid things thus far, so what's going to stop us from doing stupid
Why
things
not
the next
keep
2 weeks?
being stupid?
Next
Why
week,
not?
We'll talk about how we decided to give Dak Prescott away and name Cooper Rush the starter because that's probably what's going to happen.
Let's hope not, but Cooper Rush was one for one last
I would just like
year.
to point out.
He was clutch.
He was. He had 1 game and 1 win in Minnesota.
That he did.
Might I add.
With Amari Cooper catching the game-winning touchdown, who is no longer on the team. So.
Also, how does it feel in Minnesota? You got beat by our backup twice. 2 years in a row. You got shot up by the Red Rifle.
That's why the Lions are winning their division.
And then you got cooked by Cooper Rush.
That's true. I didn't even think about the fact that that's 2 years in a row.
Yep.
Woo, Minnesota.
We had the Red Rifle.
We're coming for you.
Slinging it all over their heads. Well, here's what we like to end our show on Under Review. With our quote of the day, brought to you by the legend himself. Rest in peace. Moment of silence.
Hat off. Over the heart.
Mr. John Madden.
Amen.
The only yardstick for success in our society is being a champion. No one remembers anything else.
Amen.
Isn't that the truth? That is the truth.
Amen,
right there.
John.
Back to Moneyball. If you don't win the last game of the season, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Now, Nick and I are going to watch Moneyball. But thank y'all for tuning in this week to Under Review. We will see y'all next time. We hope you have a great week.